When we catch up with Vampirella, she was headed to go investigate a town full of vampires named Nowheresville. In Gentle Creek, USA, Vampirella would bust in the building only to find this so-called preacher all tied up with several mutilated bodies around him in what looks like a wet room. The preacher introduces himself as Ager Martin Aikman, but as Vampirella scouts the area, Martin Aikman scouts that fine ass. Vampirella points Aikman in the direction of a car, but before leaving, he informs her that there's about 500 or so vampires living in this town, but not for long if Vampirella has anything to say about it. But elsewhere, back at Police HQ, Agent Mulligan and Agent O'Hare conduct an investigation as one of their fellow policemen released a criminal who was said to be responsible for a string of murders. Now, upon reviewing the tape, they see that the females that seduced them are invisible, leading them to believe that it was vampires that came to rescue the guy. But back in Nowheresville, Vampirella has a big-ass tank of gas as she's spreading gas throughout the city, getting ready to torch the entire town. But before she can light this place up, something unexpected happens. A police officer points a gun at her, ordering her to stop. And this is strange, as this police officer appears to be the only human in this town. Vampirella quickly disarms him while turning the gun on him and incapacitating him. But Vampirella knows there's reinforcements, and she tells them to come out. Vampirella gets swarmed by a slew of vampires, all bearing guns and bladed weapons. But Vampirella is too quick, as she takes one guy's M16 and hits him in the face with it. She then quickly kicks another vampire's helmet off, exposing him to the sun. One vampire tries to take a chainsaw to Vampirella, but she dodges, forcing him to cut off his comrade's arm. But as Vampirella is going all in on these vampires, a kid rushes out of the house, begging Vampirella to stop beating his father. The kid begins to burn as the kid is a vampire. Vampirella quickly grabs a tarp and covers the kid up. Vampirella had no idea. She simply thought this was a town full of blood-sucking maniacs. The sheriff explains to Vampirella that they have no idea how it happened, but somehow all the residents and the pets became vampires. The sheriff goes on to state he has hepatitis B, that's why he's never gotten the old eternal love bite. But he also explains that the town doesn't actively hunt people. They usually source blood from fresh bodies, as well as other sources. Vampirella is stunned to find this is the first town full of ethical vampires, but she asks what of Michigan Pike, the serial killer from Nowheresville that's been leaving a chain of bodies all across the state. But to Vampirella's surprise, the town has already dealt with that problem, as they have Michigan Pike in custody. Him and his band of misfits are currently tied to poles, getting ready to be executed. Michigan Pike tells Vampirella she's a hypocrite. She imitates these humans, yet these humans are their natural diets. As Michigan Pike burns in the sunlight, he pleads with Vampirella to wake up before it's too late. But as Michigan Pike burns, Agent O'Hare, Agent Mulligan, and Major Ager Martin Aikman, the guy Vampirella rescued earlier, watch from a distance as they prepare to eliminate the town full of vampires. To be continued.